The Room with No Door. Part 1. Awakening. You awaken with a breath so quiet, it almost doesn't belong to you. There's no bed beneath you, no pillow cradling your head. Just soft, yielding ground. Cool, and somehow comforting. When you open your eyes, the first thing you notice is the light. It isn't sunlight. It isn't moonlight. It is something gentler, a shimmer without a source. As if the walls themselves hum quietly with pale silver glow. You are lying in a room, circular, smooth, endless. There are no corners, no hard edges, no door. You sit up slowly, no pain, no rush, only the gentle certainty that you are meant to be here somehow. The floor beneath you feels like polished stone, but warmer. You run your fingertips over it. It feels faintly alive, like the surface of a sleeping pond. You rise to your feet. Above you, the ceiling curves like a perfect dome, vanishing into a misty glow that neither blinds nor dims. And along the walls, scattered like careful decorations, there are objects. Simple things, ordinary at first glance. A table, low to the ground, holding a single dried flower. A chair turned away from you, facing nothing. A clock hanging without hands. A thick book, heavier than it looks, resting on a pedestal. And a letter, folded neatly, waiting. None of them move. None of them call to you. But something inside you knows. Each of these is here for a reason. Each will tell you something you have forgotten, something you need. You begin to walk, slow, deliberate, feeling the hush of the room settle deeper around your shoulders. Somewhere, just beyond hearing, a bell rings once. Not in alarm, not in warning, in welcome. Part 2. The book that whispers. The book draws you first. It sits heavy on its pedestal, bound in a leather so worn it seems to sigh under your fingers. There is no title, no author, no markings at all, except for a single shallow scratch across the cover, a mark so random it feels almost deliberate. You brush the dust away. The room seems to hold its breath. Tentatively, you open the book. Nothing at first. Only blank, ivory pages. But as you turn them, a faint sound rises. Whispers, not sharp, not frantic. Software, careful. As if the book is trying not to startle you. You lean closer. The whispers grow clearer, threading together words from the mist. Once upon a time, there was a memory you tried to bury. You turn another page. The whisper deepens. It grew roots in the soil of your mind, and now it blooms here. A memory. You frown, trying to reach for it, but the harder you strain, the farther it drifts. The book is not here to reveal. Not yet. It is here to remind. You close it gently. The whisper fades, but something inside your chest stirs. A tiny echo, waiting. You move on. Part 3. The flower that never died. The dried flower sits in a simple crystal vase, No water, no soil. Its petals are papery, brittle at a glance, and yet it glows. A faint inner light, soft as breath. You lift the vase carefully. The moment your hands touch it, the air shifts. The room seems to tilt, just slightly, and a scent rises, sweet, earthy, and achingly familiar. You know this smell. You know it in the way you know old songs you can't name, or faces you dream of but never meet. You close your eyes, and suddenly, you're elsewhere. Standing in a wide meadow at dusk, the sky painted in bruised purples and gold. Someone stands beside you, a shape blurred by time. They are laughing. You are laughing too, though you don't know why. The flower is pressed into your hand, a promise without words, a gift for a moment you thought you had lost forever. When you open your eyes, you're back in the room, but the flower's light is stronger now, and a corner of your heart, long boarded up, feels warmer. You set the vase back down. The petals tremble once, not with death, but with remembering. You smile without meaning to. And you walk onward. Part 4. The clock with no hands. The clock hangs at eye level, ancient and cracked. No hands, no ticking, only silence. And yet, you feel it beating. Not time as you know it. Not seconds, not minutes. But something deeper. Something truer. You place your hand lightly against the cracked glass. The surface hums. And then you see it. Not with your eyes, but inside. A moment you forgot. You are standing at a crossroads. Literal or metaphorical. It doesn't matter. You are younger, hopeful, scared. You made a choice that day. A small choice. A pebble tossed into the river of your life. But its ripples shaped everything. You had forgotten, because forgetting was easier. But the clock remembers. It doesn't punish you. It honors you. You let the memory drift past like a leaf on the current. You step back. The clock smiles in its own quiet way. A thing beyond time, marking only the moments that made you real. Part 5. The letter with your name. The envelope is cream-colored, heavy with unseen weight. Your name is written across it in a hand that trembles slightly, as if the writer was afraid you might never read it. You lift it, feeling the thickness of the paper. It thrums faintly against your skin. You break the seal. Inside a single page, you unfold it, and you read, "Dear you, I'm sorry it took so long for you to find this place. But you were never lost. You were gathering pieces. Every hurt, every hope, every forgetting. They brought you here. The door you're looking for is not hidden. It is." And then the writing stops, mid-sentence, as if the rest was meant for you to finish yourself. You wait. No new words appear. You fold the letter carefully. You press it to your heart. You understand. The room is not keeping you here. You are. And the key was never meant to be found outside. Only inside. Part 6. the wall that breathes. You return to the center of the room, the letter still warm in your hand. Everything is silent again, the kind of silence that feels alive, as though it's listening. And then you hear it, a low, rhythmic sound, software, steady, breathing. You turn slowly, following the sound. One portion of the wall, seamless before, now pulses ever so slightly, rising and falling like lungs. You approach. The light near the wall dims, not out of menace, but intimacy, as if it wants you to come closer, to see it as it really is. You place your palm on it, warm, smooth, alive. The wall does not ask permission. It doesn't need to. It understands you already. And slowly, without resistance or effort, it begins to open. Not with a crack, not with a noise, but with a gentle shift, like the petals of a flower folding backward. Beyond the wall is not another room, not a hallway, not the world you left, just light, shifting, soft, inviting. It calls to something not in your ears, but in your memory. You do not walk through it yet, because something inside you wants to say goodbye, not to escape, but to honor the journey. You turn back toward the room, and you see something new. Part 7. The mirror that shows you as you are. You didn't notice it before. Maybe it wasn't there. A standing mirror, round and tall, sits quietly in the room's curve. You approach slowly. You're not sure what you expect. A reflection. A younger you. A stranger. But when you look into it, you see something better. You see everything. The version of you that stayed gentle when it was easier to harden. The version that kept going, even when the way forward was fog. The version that laughed, even with a crack in the voice. And something else. A flicker of all the lives you could have lived, and all the paths you never took. But without regret. They're just there. And you nod to them, like old friends passing on a quiet road. The mirror shows you that you have never been just one thing. You are many stories woven into one gentle thread, and it has led you here. You smile, this time not faintly. Part 8. The leaving without leaving. You step toward the open light, the breathing wall glowing softly beside you. But you pause. You glance back at the book, the flower, the clock, the letter, the mirror, and you realize you don't need to carry any of them. They are already part of you now. The book of whispers rests in your voice. The flower glows in your chest. The clock beats in the rhythm of your steps. The letter lives behind your ribs. And the mirror, it lives in your eyes, gently reflecting the truth without judgment. You step forward, into the light, and you don't vanish. You don't dissolve. You arrive, not in a new place, but in the truest version of yourself. And as the room melts behind you, you hear a voice, not outside you, but within. The door was never missing. It was simply waiting for you to stop looking. You exhale. Part 9. The room remains, And somewhere, beyond time, the room still exists. Not in stone, not in walls, but in memory. A place you will return to when the world is too loud. A place where your pieces wait to be remembered again, and again, and again. It welcomes you, not with sound, but with silence that says, you are always welcome here. Sleep now, drift. The door has never been locked, only hidden. And now it lives inside you, always open, always home.